Lamar better than Vic? Yes. I'm taking Lamar Jackson over Michael
Larry
Vick.
Bird never had a bad season.
Lamar Chase is going to have 15 touchdowns.
He may still be the best player in the world. Sports fans, we are live. Welcome to the Sports Behavior Podcast. I'm your host, OG the Beast. Look, man, we doing a double, fellas. We doing a double. We was just here. Let me fix my camera. We was just here last night, and we back to back with it. We definitely back to back with it. Shout out to them lawyers over there on YouTube, man. I'm loving everything about what's going on in this to kick this new year off, man. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great. You know what I'm saying? I want to know how y'all feeling today. You know what I'm saying? Dubs in the chat, if you glad to be here. We gonna talk some football today. I got a lot to get off my chest. Whether you want to call these takes spicy, they ain't spicy, whatever you spicy, and you know I like spicy. Look, I got some stuff to get off my chest, man. Real talk. A lot of people trying to say this person, that person, whatever the case may be, is better than this person, that person, whatever the case may be, while I disagree. And we are definitely going to get into it, man. Mike, what's going on, man? Deezo, what's poppin'? Ain't seen you in a while, man. How you feeling? Happy New Year to you too, my boy. JC the Truth, what's going on, man? How y'all feeling? We just rocked the TikTok live, and I'm feeling good about it. But to kick this show off, we had a tragic incident last night with Damar Hamlin of the Buffalo Bills. He had a horrific injury. They say he's in critical condition. I don't know the severity of how it really is because only they know what's going on. We can only report on what we've been told. And yesterday I went off on Skip Bayless about the situation. I said what I said, point blank. Skip Bayless said his tweet. He did what he did. He chose the route that he chose. I rebutted his tweet. I didn't like it. I felt like it was out of place. I felt like it wasn't the right time, wasn't the right place. And people are saying, oh, read the tweet. You misquoted it. You didn't really listen and pay attention to what Skip Bayless was trying to say. He was basically saying that the game was irrelevant. I don't care. If that's what you meant to say, then say that shit. Stop being so wordy. I know you a journalist. I know you an analyst. What's the point of being so wordy with your tweets? Why do you have to wait till the end of the tweet to finally say what you want to say? And even then, it was extremely unclear. So like I said what I said when it comes to Skip Bayless. I don't care. I'm not rocking with Buddy no more. Point blank. I don't care. So anybody who rock with Skip Bayless, that's on you. Your own cognizance. I can't rock with him. Shannon Sharp didn't even show up to the show today. It is what it is. I'm pretty sure he feels the way I feel. Why you think he been setting up his Shay Shay podcast, man? I don't think that's a coincidence that it's jumping off the way that it is. And he's been extra grinding for that podcast. Shout out to Shannon Sharp. He didn't show up to Undisputed today, and I don't think that was an accident. I damn for sure don't think he was sick. But shout out to Damar Hamlin, man. Speedy recovery. Prayers up to my mans, him and his family. I hope we get some good news within the next few days about him and how he's doing and his well-being, because before all, including football, life and health is the most important thing that you could have, that you could wish for, that you could pray for, that you can claim, right? Over any type of possession, over any type of anything, your individual health is the most important. And damn the game. Even though I felt like it was going to be a good one between two top teams in the AFC, I don't care. As long as I get this report that Damar Hamlin is recovering and he's doing well and he's okay, I'm okay, because that's the most important thing at the end of the day. But I got something I would like to get off my chest, chat. I got something I want to get off my chest, and I want y'all to understand and listen to me. Hear my reasonings for why I believe the way that I believe. Davante Adams is still the best wide receiver in football. Point blank, period. And if you disagree, fight me. Let me point something out to you. A lot of people are probably here to say Justin Jefferson is the best wide receiver in the league. Nah, he's not, right? The top 5 wide receivers in the league right now, in my opinion, right? Davante Adams, Tyreek Hill at 2, Justin Jefferson at 3. Then I would put Jamar Chase. The only reason why I'm doing that is because my man Chase was hurt. Y'all know how I feel about Chase versus Jefferson, right? So let's start this over. Devontae Smith at 1. Devontae Adams at 1. Tyreek Hill at 2. Jay Jets at 3. Jamar Chase at 4. A.J. Brown at 5. Those are the top 5 wide receivers in the league right now. Look, here it is. Easily. No J.J., Tay is better. Look. Let me break down Devontae Adams' situation. And you tell me what y'all think. Devontae Adams is in a terrible situation with a dysfunctional organization, right? Excuse me. He came to a team where his best friend resides as the quarterback, but somehow McDaniels and the offensive coordinator have a hard time scheming this cat open. How do you have a hard time scheming the best wide receiver in the league open? But yet, somehow, way, shape, form, and fashion, Devontae Adams still has 95 catches for over 1,400 yards and 14 touchdowns. Now, the main reason why I don't think Jay Jets is the best wide receiver in the league is I've never seen Devontae Adams get clamped up by a cornerback the way Jay Jets got boxed up by Darius Slay early in the season and Jair Alexander on Sunday. Never seen it. Never seen Tay get put in a box like that. Jay Jets got put in a complete box, hands behind your back, like he committed a crime. I've never seen Tay Adams get put in a box like Jay Jets got put in a box by Darius Slay and Jair Alexander. Albeit, both of those corners might be top 5 in the league, but I don't give a damn. Defensive back is the hardest position to play in the league. Regardless of what you say, defensive back is the hardest position to play in the league, right? For Darius Slay to end that game with more interceptions than Jay Jets had catches is crazy to me. And then to follow that up 15 weeks later, you get boxed by Jair Alexander the way that you do. And I don't want to hear nothing about Kirk Cousins because he's been getting that man that pill just fine all season long. He's been the only eyes, I only have eyes for you, has been Kirk Cousins to Jay Jets all season long. To the point where Adam Thielen hasn't even been a legitimate second option this year. Jay Jets has like 160 targets this season. It's crazy. With a week left to play. So I don't want to blame. I don't want to hear nothing about no Kirk Cousins slander. None of that. Kirk Cousins is having a year. No, you say DMV say I'm wilding right now. How am I wilding? Let me tell you something. And why another reason I believe Devontae Adams is the best wide receiver in the league. Name me a wide receiver that you can say had 100 catches, over 1,400 yards, and double-digit touchdowns, in which the same season, the running back for his team not only led the league in rushing, but also had over 300-plus carries. Just carries, not touches, carries. Name me the wide receiver that can still produce at that level with a running back that also produced at that level on his same team. In order for you to find me one, you're going to have to go back to the 90s with Michael Irvin, which is why I believe he's such a dog. You're not going to be able to find, over the course of the last 20 years, a wide receiver that was able to produce 100-plus catches, 1,400 yards, and double-digit touchdowns in the same season in which his running back led the league in rushing and also had 300 carries on the season. You're not going to find me another wide receiver that produced to that level in that situation. Devontae Adams is in a run-first offense with an incompetent head coach and offensive coordinator who can't even scheme him open. Meanwhile, he's on the receiving end of 95-plus catches, 1,400 yards, 14 touchdowns, while his running back led the league in rushing and touches at that position. That is unfathomable. Tay Adams is still the best wide receiver in football. There's nothing you can create that's a better argument to dispute that besides what I just gave you. Absolutely nothing you can come up with to debate what I just told you. I want you to dig it. Get your phones out. Get your laptops out. Call your friends. Call your homies. That's a trivia question for your ass. Give me a wide receiver that finished the season with 100-plus catches, over 1,400 yards, and double-digit touchdowns. Tay had 14. I'm going to just give you double digits, so it could be 10 or more. while his running back on the same squad led the league in rushing and led the league in touches at that position. You're not going to find me one. The last one to do it was, if I'm not mistaken, could be wrong, but I doubt it. The last ones to do it was Michael Irvin and Emmitt Smith, to where Michael Irvin had 1,500 yards, double-digit touchdowns, while E. Smith toted the rock almost 400 times and led the league in rushing. The last duo to do that, dog. It's hard to do that as a wide receiver in a run-heavy offense and an incompetent coaching. Let's be real talk. This man said, Renfro injured, Waller injured. Who's the Raiders wide receiver to him? Mac Hollins been getting more looks than Tay Adams. Mac Hollins. He did that to himself. He knew what he was getting into. You got to stop it. Doesn't matter. No one remembers 2 and 3, only number 1. Well, number 1 is Tay Adams. So that's just being 100% bold. You're not going to be able to name me another wide receiver that was put in that situation. That's not a great situation to be in from a wide receiver's perspective. Look at Jay Jets, right? They brought in a new offensive coordinator who said this was going to be a pass-first team, which they were all season long. Look at Kirk Cousins' numbers, 4,500 yards, 30-plus touchdowns. These pass first, right? Delvin Cook. This was a run-first offense just last year, and since Delvin Cook has entered the league, it's been a run-first offense. Even with Kirk Cousins under center. They draft Jay Jets, and the following season after that, now all of a sudden it's a pass-happy league, and you see Jay Jets is bonkers right now. 100-some-odd catches, 1,700 yards, only like 5 or 6 touchdowns, though, but still. Jay Jets is balling right now, right? I still think D-Hop's still top 5. Nah, man. Not over these guys. I don't think Hop is better than none of those guys that I named. Matt Collins is a bum. Let's be for real. Look at his targets over the last couple of games. That's all due to coaching, right? Because when Matt Collins is targeted, he's catching the ball. I don't care if they roll in coverage to Devontae Adams or not. Point blank period. All number ones get that type of treatment. Tay Adams is still the best wide receiver in the league, dog. It's not Jay Jets. I've never seen Tay Adams get boxed like Jets got boxed by Slate and Alexander. Never seen it. To the point to where you getting one catch? Jets had one catch in both games. I just told y'all, Darius Slay had more interceptions than Jets had catches. Diggs, Brown, I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that if you got Diggs over Brown. It is what it is. I just believe the way what I'm saying, not to minimize Stephon Diggs' impact in Buffalo because it was tremendous. But I feel like A.J. Brown's impact might have been stronger than Stephon Diggs' impact to his team, right? He completely changed life in Philadelphia, and I believe we're in the position that we are in right now simply because of what he brings to the field and how he complements Jalen Hurts, and now Devonta Smith can slide into that number 2 role and be arguably a top 3 number 2 wide receiver in the league. And when complementing A.J. Brown, I think that is tremendous value, right, when it comes to what A.J. Brown brings to the Philadelphia Eagles. And let's not overlook that. Like, look at Jalen Hurts last year compared to Jalen Hurts this year. And now, you know, Jalen Hurts hasn't lost a game all season. He's lost one game all season. You know what I'm saying? So I think A.J. and a lot of that is to do with how A.J. Brown is not only used to playing in a run-first offense, but he's also great at beating man coverage. He's one of the best ISO wide receivers in the league outside of the numbers. Beating man coverage is what he does. And the system that we run with all of this RPO is going to force teams to play a lot of man coverage, right? So he's dominant at beating one-on-one press man. You can't press him. He's too big. He's too physical. And he changed life, right? Personally, I got Jets 1, Tyreek 2, Tay 4, Diggs 5, AJ, whatever. Top 3 are very interchangeable. You're not mad. I'm not mad at that. I believe it's like 7 top 5 wide receivers in the league, if that makes any sense, right? They both had the same impact. Josh Allen wasn't considered an MVP candidate until Diggs showed up. I agree, 100%. I'm on record stating that, right? I've got all type of videos stating that. So I 100% agree, but has Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs ever had a season like what we seeing from the Philadelphia Eagles right now? This complete dominance that's being showcased right now? You know what I'm saying? Look at the progression. That's why I say their value is extremely similar, but I just value A.J. Brown's presence more than I do Stephon Diggs. And nothing wrong with that because I think they close. I think they're very close. And so we're not finna sit here and cut up and act like they're not close. Lizard, thanks for the resubscription, man. 2 months. I appreciate you for the gifted subs, man. I appreciate you, bro. You are the real MVP. Now, let's segue to this, right? We talked about Tay Adams. We talked about the top 5 wide receivers in the league. I wanna get something else off my chest before I get to another thing. You Dallas Cowboy fans really irk my nerves. I'm sick of you guys saying that y'all are returning the favor to us because we beat y'all with a backup quarterback. Let's be real here. We know the situation that was at hand when we played y'all that first time. Stop acting like it's the same situation. Look, Cooper Rush was 5-0 before he got to the Eagles. 5-0, 0 interceptions. Y'all were all in my comments. Y'all were running off at the mouth saying, oh, we finna beat y'all on Sunday. Even though we got Cooper Rush, start Cooper Rush over Dak Prescott. Jerry Jones is saying when Dak returns, it may be a quarterback controversy. Y'all were super hyped on Cooper Rush. No Eagles fans were telling y'all we was going to beat y'all without Jalen Hurts. That's not how that shit went down. People were saying Gardner Minshew was serviceable. He could potentially win games for us. But when it came to beating the Cowboys, no Eagles fans was running their mouth saying that we was going to bust y'all. That was y'all running y'all mouth saying y'all was going to beat us without y'all quarterback, hyping up y'all quarterback. Cooper Rush came out here and threw 3 interceptions versus the Eagles. Yeah. Now all of a sudden it's where's Dak, right? Remember that? Where's Dak, right? So we're not finna sit here and act like it was a favor for a favor. Like, oh, y'all beat us with our backup, so we beat y'all with y'all backup. No, that's not how that shit went. Y'all thought y'all was going to win. Y'all was like, book it. Cooper Rush got this. Y'all were thinking about starting Cooper Rush over Dak. I'm not trying to hear it at all. Just had to get that off of my chest. I'm sick of these Cowboys fans in my comments telling me y'all beat us with y'all y'all beat us with our backup, so we just beat y'all with y'all backup. We return the favor. No, that's not how this shit works. Because nobody sat out here and guaranteed a win when we had Gardner Minshew. We didn't. Nobody did. Point blank. Like, I'm not trying to hear that shit. Y'all wanted it, real talk. Lizard said, hold on, who said that? Y'all wanted Cooper Rush over Dak. That's facts. Like, people act like they don't remember the conversations that was being had on social media. Jerry Jones said, when Dak Prescott comes back, I'll be open to a quarterback controversy. He said that out of his own mouth, the owner. If Hurts doesn't play in the Giants, it's definitely winning. You see the difference? Nobody's guaranteeing any wins with Gardner Minshew under center. Y'all were guaranteeing wins with Cooper Rush under center. He went 5-0 with 0 interceptions. Let's not forget that. He did do that. Now, Gardner Minshew was a serviceable backup, but he's not performing like Cooper Rush was performing under center. People were saying start Cooper Rush even when Dak is healthy. Don't act like y'all forgot, because I sure in the hell didn't. That's for damn sure. You just got to let, man, it's hard to let it go, man. It's hard to let it go. But I just had to get that off my chest. Another thing, let's segue to this. I'm hot right now. On fire right now. Like, it's a lot of hot takes that I ain't been on here to talk no football in a few weeks now. I got a lot to get up off my chest now. Just a few more, and I'm going to let y'all go. I ain't going to keep y'all all night, right? It's already been like 20, 25 minutes. I'm not going to keep y'all all night. I appreciate every single one of y'all for the support. I love every single one of y'all for the support. But I need to discuss this quarterback situation, right? I'm sorry to tell you, but if you still out here with Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers in your top 5, something is wrong, ladies and gentlemen. Take those guys out of your top 5. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Look, man. Aaron Rodgers is getting carried. Top 5 quarterbacks in the league right now. In order. Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson. Point blank, period. Like a city girl. Take Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady out of your top 5 right now. We're not talking about no legacy shit. We're not talking about no legacy. We're talking about right now. And the fact of the matter is, the Green Bay Packers are on a 4-game winning streak. And it's not because of Aaron Rodgers. Rodgers is getting carried, my guy. Carried. He's been extremely uncharacteristic. It's extremely uncharacteristic the way Aaron Rodgers has been playing as of late, right? He's been playing this game manager role. And everybody wants to give the credit to Aaron Rodgers for the Green Bay Packers' success. I'm not doing that. I don't care about the lack of weapons. I don't care about young Alan Lazard, a young Christian Watson, old-ass Mercedes Lewis, Randall Cobb. I don't care. Those are serviceable pass catchers. You can get the job done with that. Aaron Rodgers has not thrown for 300 yards all season long. When was the last time he did that? Ask yourself that question, right? Aaron Rodgers, like I said, the Packers have now won 4 in a row, and they playoff bound with a win, of course, against the Lions next week. They'll clinch a playoff berth. Incredible run, right? But everybody's given, 1, Aaron Rodgers a pass, and 2, all the credit for the success throughout this run. Like I mentioned, hasn't thrown for 300 yards, not only during this stretch, but all season long. Meanwhile, through that 4-game winning streak, the defense has 12 turnovers during that span. We see what the running game has been doing with Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon, right? They have a top 5 offensive line. The defense has been dominant. Let's face it, Aaron Rodgers is a game manager now. Point blank. Is there anything wrong with that? Absolutely not. Play your role, sir. But there's a lot of people still out here with Aaron Rodgers in their top 5. Aaron Rodgers on the season right now, right? Well, 1 week left. Aaron Rodgers on the season, right? 3,400 yards, 25 touchdowns, and 11 interceptions. Do you know when the last time Aaron Rodgers threw double-digit interception was? Over a decade. It's been about 12 years since Aaron Rodgers threw double-digit touchdowns. 3,400 yards, 25 touchdowns, 11 interceptions is Aaron Rodgers on the season. That, ladies and gentlemen, is game manager stats. Point blank period. Point blank period. Game manager stats. A lot of people still walking around here with Aaron Rodgers in their top 5, right? You walking around with A-Rod in your top 5, right? Well, let's look at the season this cat's having, right? Aaron Rodgers is completing nearly 65% of his passes, which is good. I like my quarterbacks to complete at least 65% of their passes. That lets me know you on the elite level side of accuracy. I like that, right? This is Aaron Rodgers. He can still sling it. Not saying that he can't sling it. All I'm telling you guys is he has now transitioned into a game manager. Let your defense get stops, run the football, built behind a top 5 offensive line. So let's be real talk, right? And if people want to say what they want to say about Aaron Rodgers being in the top 5, well, where would you place this guy at? Who on the season is 4,200 yards, over 4,200 yards, 29 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Those numbers seem to be better than Aaron Rodgers. Oh, yeah. This guy also completes 65% of his passes, just like Rodgers. So we got Rodgers at 3,400 yards, 25 touchdowns, 11 picks. And this other guy at over 4,200 yards, 29 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, both completing 65% of their passes. Do you know who the second guy is? The second guy, there you go, is Jared Goff. The second guy is Jared Goff. So if you're still inclined to put Aaron Rodgers in your top 5 amongst the crowd of guys who are balling this year, then hell, you might as well put Jared Goff in there too. You might as well put, because he's having a better season than Aaron Rodgers. Let's keep it a buck. Aaron Rodgers is no longer a top 5 wide receiver or a top 5. Aaron Rodgers is no longer a top 5 quarterback in this league. He's getting carried and he's washed. Point blank, period. And that's all I have to say about that, in the words of my man Forrest Gump. Moving along. Right? We talked about Davante Adams and the situation that he was in. And as an NFL fan, I sit back and I look at the situation that not only he's in, but the situation that the whole team is in, right? As a collective unit. They got rid of their head coach, lost. I don't want to say got rid of, but if you look at the Raiders in a rundown over the last few seasons, right? It's been nothing short of dysfunctional, terrible management. I don't know who the PR guy is, but the way that they've been going about things, and when it pertains to management and personnel and players that have to go onto the field, nobody wants to play for an organization that's been inconsistent as the LA Raiders. Look at the way that they've done Derek Carr. This is the all-time franchise leader in passing yards, and they benched him for Jarrett Stidham, albeit Jarrett Stidham played solid. But to bench your all-time leader, your franchise leader in yards, it's crazy to me. It's crazy to me. Just look at what the Raiders have gone through, right? We just spoke on it. Last year, lost John Gruden midseason. This year, they didn't believe in Josh Jacobs. They failed to extend his contract. They didn't believe in him, right? And now he probably won't return next season. Rightfully so, because if I'm him, I'm like, I'm leading the league in rushing and y'all running me through the ground, but somehow y'all don't want to extend me. Y'all don't believe me. Somebody's going to pay Josh Jacobs big dollars, right? So they lost John Gruden midseason last year. They didn't believe in Josh Jacobs, so they didn't extend his contract before the season started. He bet on himself, and he came out here and exceeded expectations, no doubt about it. He's probably not returning next year. Let's keep it a buck. Middle of the pack on offense, but bottom of the league in allowing pressures, right? That offensive line. The offensive line is middle of the pack, right? So it's solid. Most of that probably is due to Josh Jacobs. Middle of the pack offensive line, but bottom of the league in allowing pressures. So Derek Carr, once again, always under pressure, always getting sacked. I just mentioned that they benched Derek Carr. But if you really think about it, he's really been in trade talks for the past 3 to 4 seasons, ever since he was an MVP candidate about 4 to 5 seasons ago. The Raiders have been talking about trading him for the longest. Did he fight? Did he complain about it? Did he look disgruntled? No. This was a guy that wanted to retire with his franchise. Meanwhile, the organization has been trying to trade this man at least for the past half decade. Every season, it seems like the Raiders are coming into the year speaking on Derek Carr being on a trade block. On top of that, they think he's the problem. On top of him being in trade talks every single season and them mistreating, not knowing how to get Tay Adams open, mistreating and misusing Josh Jacobs with his contract situation. Now he's probably going to leave. Inconsistencies with health with Darren Waller. You paid him. You paid Hunter Renfrow, right? So if we look at the Raiders in a nutshell, they might be top 5 most dysfunctional organizations in the entire league. Because now, by benching Derek Carr, the reason why Davante Adams is in the building to begin with is Derek Carr. So you bench him. Where does that leave Tay Adams? Benching Derek Carr, where does that leave Tay Adams? So another rundown. They lose their head coach midseason last year. They benched their starting quarterback, a.k.a. the franchise leader in passing yards. They mishandled Josh Jacobs' contract by not believing in him. He bet on himself, and he came to show and prove. Now he's leading the league in rushing, right? The guy that you benched, Derek Carr, helped you guys recruit the best wide receiver in football, so he's solely there for him. And now the reason why Davante Adams is in the building is sitting on the bench next to the head coach. Not to mention the inconsistencies with health. So now you got an aging wide receiver. You got quarterback issues, right? You got running back issues. You got offensive line issues. You got defensive issues. I mean, and on top of that, they got $35 million in cap space, 23 in dead money, right? That's the third most in the league. All in all, I think the Raiders should just pack it up and start over. Legit. Pack it up and start over. They need to pull the Texans and trade their stars and tank. I'm telling you, because they're not getting anywhere with this. A lot of people had them competing in this division. This is the toughest division in football, right? A lot of people had them competing in this division, and they were Gabricio. So I don't know. I just don't like the way that they did Carr. Golf wide receivers catch the ball. Prison for the Raiders. To bench a guy you just paid is crazy. Neither are top five. Jacobs to Miami. That might be a good look for him. Raiders need new management, no doubt. No doubt about it. Carr literally just had his team, minus Tay Adams, in the playoffs. Inconsistent with health. Wide receivers, inconsistent. Chopper, what's going on, my man? How you feeling, man? I think you was on TikTok. You from TikTok, ain't you, Chopper? There's a whole lot of quarterback mismanagement this year, no doubt. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot going on with the Las Vegas Raiders, and not only them, but it's a couple of teams that are in a similar situation. I just think the Raiders – I think the thing about the Raiders is I think they brought this on themselves versus other teams just making, bad decisions through the draft or just can't get it right, or the players are not performing on the field, play calling, whatever the case may be. The Raiders had it all in order. Everybody saw the Raiders make the playoffs last year, and they're like, okay, they're a few pieces away. You go out in the offseason, you get a Tay Adams, you bring back, a Darren Waller, you sign Hunter Renfrow. So everybody's thinking, oh, shit, this team could be solid. And then they fall off the face of the map. Like, I don't understand it for the life of me. But I'm not going to hold you guys too long, man. That's all I wanted. Dubs in the chat if you enjoyed yourself. I appreciate every single one of you guys that tune in to these lives just to have a quick conversation with me, man. I love each and every one of you guys. W's in the chat, please, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed yourself. If you didn't catch it or you came in here late like my man Chopper did, the episode will be on YouTube, right? Also, you see above me, right? Prize Picks. If you guys are into gambling, if you guys are into doing parlays and whatnot, make sure you guys join Prize Picks. Download the app. If you use my promo code OG17, they will match your first deposit. So if you if you deposit $100, they'll give you $100. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you guys do that for me. Use my promo code OG17. Easy parlays. I be posting them. I'm on a high streak right now. I'm like 3 out of 5 right now. My last parlays, man, I'm hitting. So if you guys want to make a quick buck, make sure you download that. Be on the lookout on my TikTok, on my YouTubes, and every other platform that I'm on. I post videos and I post parlays for you guys to gamble with if you care about that type of stuff. But, yeah, I love each and every one of you guys. Download Prize Picks if you old enough. Download Prize Picks. Put $20 in there. Bet a little parlay, man. Get you some bread. You know what I'm saying? Hey, but I love each and every one of you guys, man. You got to get Max on here soon. Yeah, me and Max been talking. I was actually going to text Max when I got off of here just to check on him, see how you doing. Love y'all talks. Yes, definitely. But I love each and every one of you guys, man. I'll holla at y'all, man. I'll holla at y'all. Y'all my peoples. Y'all my brothers. Y'all my boys, man. OG out. What's up, y'all? OG the Beast here, and I appreciate you tapping into the Sports Behavior Podcast. If you made it this far, I greatly appreciate you. But if you want to stay connected with me, go ahead and drop me a follow on each and every one of these socials. That's how you stay locked in, man. I appreciate y'all stopping in. We talk football. We talk basketball here. And once again, you are greatly appreciated for stopping by. OG out.